Hello, West Michigan. This is Grand Tap Media Business TV. My name is Pamela Keim, your host, and the spirit of the show is to introduce West Michigan to all the nonprofits, businesses, and leaders that help us thrive in our lives. We are here in Studio WKTV in the city of Wyoming, and we have a very guest for you to meet today. He is the first microgreenery in the world. And you probably wonder, what the heck is microgreenery? But for all you people out there that are worried about your immune system, what your children are eating, how you're eating, how you want to live a long, healthy life, this is the person you want to meet and learn about the product that he has developed. I want to welcome to the show today Chris Huntoon, who is the first microgreenery in the world, and it is here in West Michigan. Hello, Chris.
Thank you, Pamela.
Can I shake your hand?
You may.
All right, Chris and I go way back for all of my Toastmaster friends that are out there today, and you're wondering what Toastmasters is. I can share a little bit about that in the show. But Chris introduced his product to Toastmasters, and you can see it right here. And you're probably wondering, what are these little plants, and how can they help your immune system, and why he developed them. So that's why I'm going to have him take over here. I want to welcome you to the show, and I want you to start with who you are, what is microgreeneries, and why should we not know? Why don't we know about this even sooner than what you've introduced it to West Michigan?
That's a big question. Okay.
Because all of us kind of know, real quickly, Chris, that we know that plants give us probably everything we need to stay healthy. I mean, what we have produced. And a lot of us take vitamins, we try to eat right, we try to stay away from unhealthy foods. And these things are right here in West Michigan that they probably don't even know what they can do to their health and the immune system, right?
Yeah, well, food is medicine,
right?
Right? You get a tickle in your throat, what do you start doing? You start hammering the vitamin C, or apples, oranges, whatever. Food is medicine. All medicine comes from food of some sort.
Mm-hmm. But when you say that, I do get that. But sometimes, I look out, even me, I look out and I probably think the answer to all of our diseases and our health issues are out there in the plants, correct?
Yep.
And let's talk about were you sick? Why did you start this company? How did you discover it? You just don't wake up one day and say, hey, I'm going to work on microgreenery. So talk about how that all came about,
well,
too.
In a way that is kind of happened, is how it happened. No, actually, I was an LED lighting guy. So I could retrofit, that's in the days when we're retrofitting, right? I could retrofit this studio, your house, your office building, a stadium, and that's what I was doing. Well, I became the horticultural guy for Michigan. Well, let me tell you, you cannot do a controlled study with a pot guy. Okay, it's just not going to happen. So I decided, I have a 100-year-old house downtown. I had an extra bedroom. I go, okay, I'll just turn it into a grow testing place. So I took that big bedroom, sealed it, did everything I could, and made it as a place we could test the lights, because people have ideas, and people wonder if the lights really work or not, and whatever. And so I said, okay, none of this nonsense.
So you did it for the lights, not so much.
Yeah, I wanted to sell light bulbs.
Okay, to what? To greenery people?
No, okay. So people that grow indoors.
Okay.
Okay. They use artificial lighting, and I was the artificial lighting guy. So okay, and like I said, most of the thing was pot people.
Oh, that's funny.
Just.
Is that your bell? Is that your bell? Your ringer?
Yeah. They're coming in. No, I just wanted to sell light bulbs. And so, people would come and they'd have different systems and things, and they're, and I'm just trying to get my lights in them. So if they sell their systems, then I'm selling light bulbs. Well, people came and went and said, there's nothing here worth buying, and I ended up with I wasn't going to be selling any light bulbs. True story. I'm serious.
That's how you started?
Exactly, but
okay.
That's how I was introduced to microgreens, because one of the people grew microgreens, or was attempting to. And so I went to the grocery store, and went, okay, I want to buy some. Where are they? Well, we don't have any. Well, when they finally found some, they think they might have been in a health food store. They were half dead in a clamshell. I go, this is just wrong. I can fix this. And that's when it all started. Because microgreens, I mean, there's so many studies that they've done where they're like 40 times more nutritional value than the adult plant.
Tell us why. Okay, I find that very interesting that you're starting off trying to sell your light bulbs, trying to start and then you stumble upon this greenery that one of the people that came to you was talking about, and then you thought, was your health in jeopardy? Were you worried about your own health when you said, you know, I'm going to take up, or did you see this as people need to know more about that product?
They were just really, they're just they were just real, these things, these little babies, they're really tasty. I'm going, these are just cool. And if it's not rocket science, okay, Pam? If you take the big plant, reverse engineer it down to just that little guy coming out of the ground, that little guy has all the flavor and all the DNA that gets pushed into the adult plant. And what I do, well, let's start this way. Let's say you take a broccoli seed, you put it in the ground, you feed it and water it, you get a head of broccoli, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's usually how it starts.
Okay, I take an organic broccoli seed, plant it in organic plant fiber, float it in purified water, and then, because I grow hydroponically, and then I just grow it to the first set of leaves. That's what makes it a microgreen. It's basically just a seedling. It's a baby seed. In the springtime, people will come up and they go, oh, good, I've got all my plants started for me. I'm going, no, you don't get it. But that's...
Okay, and so that's the most, if you were looking at this is the most potent at this stage of the...
Absolutely.
If you were looking for your vitamins and stuff
Let's just say the DNA, like you get one chicken out of one egg, but if you want an adult, you got to feed it, okay? Same thing, you get one plant out of one seed, and all that flavor, all the nutritional value is in that seed. And when I grow it to the microgreen stage, it's there, and actually the roots have as much nutritional value as the top of the plant. So that's why I sell living plants. When you take, it's interesting, I was thinking about this the other day, most all creatures of the world, other than let's say scavengers, okay, what do they prefer? Living food, right?
Okay.
They don't go around and eat dead food. They eat food that's alive.
And so people don't realize you're eating this. This is kind of, well, like I said, I buy it, I put it in my salad, right? But you can't believe the nutrition that you're getting from these little is correct.
Right, because it's the same. It's as the plant grows, it gets diluted. You don't get more plant, you get more fiber. Okay? But the nutrition starts here in the seed. So all you're doing is diluting it more and more and more. You follow me? Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Yes.
So at the microgreen stage, that little baby, they've got it all. And I was just at a culinary medicine food class, and they're talking about bone and joint health. They always say the same thing: leafy greens, leafy greens.
Yeah, they do say that.
Leafy greens. Well, that's basically what the microgreens are. I mean, you know, I'm not growing tomatoes, right? I'm growing pretty much leafy greens. I grow radishes. I grow a mix of radishes so that I cover the medicinal values of the radish family that they have to offer. I grow arugula, and actually I started growing that for a guy that races bicycles. I met him in town, and he's telling me about he's eating bowls and bowls of rocket lettuce. And I'm going, well, that's arugula. I go, that's crazy. I can just grow it for you. So that's when I started growing arugula.
All right, let's look at this. All right, so what would we find in like this? I mean, does certain ones have certain vitamins or not?
Yeah, they all have different vitamins. They all have different minerals, different antioxidants, different. You know, the list is vast, and it can't repeat it all.
Oh, so of course, they would have to go to you and look for that. But with COVID going out there, you know, one of the best things we can do is build our immune systems to fight that off. And I totally think that that's the answer, is just you become a stronger person. So when you get, you know, if you get exposed to it, your immune system is so strong that it's going to be like, no problem, this is not a problem for us. But a lot of people that are getting it are weakened. They have a weak immune system, maybe stress, maybe they have another disease that's going on in their bodies that are coming down with it rather quickly. Is that what we've heard?
Well, nothing has changed. The virus schmirus, I say, okay? Nothing has changed. If you're healthy, you're fine. Your body replaces, you'll get a complete set of new cells every 7 years. Your body is self-healing. You just got to give it a chance. If you start feeding it all kinds of stuff that isn't really good for it, yes, we're humans and we can tolerate it, but you're not helping your immune system. It's all about your guts. It's all about your immune system. It doesn't matter what disease it is or what ails you. It's your body is self-healing if you give it a chance. So, for example, if you're left for dead by the medical community and you go to an alternative health institute like Hippocrates in Florida or Ann Wigmore in Boston, right? They put you on a wheatgrass detox and then they feed you energy soup. That's it. And what energy soup is? Ground up living plants, which just happen to be microgreens. And they claim they can almost cure you of just about everything. But I mean, this is I'm not making this stuff.
Right.
This is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't.
And it's
yeah,
it's pretty amazing. Now, you know, with a side note to that, I'm in the business. I'm realizing just how great this is. Actually, where it really started is when I was at a, you know, I'm trying to figure out how can I make a product that people can
quickly grab.
That they can have. Okay?
You can reproduce.
Yeah,
right?
it's like,
you have to reproduce it. Yeah.
It's like the Elon Musk strategy, right?
Yeah, exactly. But you're doing this out of you've turned your home into this indoor farm.
My 100-year-old house in the middle of downtown.
Chris has a 100-year-old house. He's turned it into this farm with the lights.
Yep.
And he's producing these like every day.
Yeah, we plant every day.
And
and so I was at a maker space, and I was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I was tanking. I hadn't eaten all day. I'm covered with soot and gook, and I didn't realize they had delivery back then, food delivery. Never thought of that. And I'm going, and I went, well, I got some radishes in the car, so I grabbed the radish, literally, these guys here, and I just gnawed off the things, and that cup of radishes sustained me for 3 hours. And when that happened, I said, I'm on to something.
You're on something. So these are, okay, let me look at these. These are radishes. I've had these.
Yep.
Right, on this one, I've added these to the salad. So you literally, you buy these, and I put them by my computer.
Yeah.
And I just kind of
pull it out.
Just pull it out and just eat them.
Yeah.
Just like this.
Yeah.
Correct?
Here, let me have some too. You don't get all the fun.
No.
Roots and all.
How much do you have to eat? People are looking at that. That's a lot for some people. And you can taste the radish flavor in this. How much would I have to eat to get the potent of the vitamin on that? I mean, is it like
it's
2 or 3 of these, 4 of these?
Can't you taste it? That's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
potent, right?
That's pretty potent.
And each one of those is an entire plant. So, like I tell people with the broccoli, each plant is an entire head of broccoli.
That's the amazing thing about this. It's true. These are incredible. When
They're
when
just
you bring
babies.
them in and say this is the broccoli. We're so used to the broccoli being like this. But what I did was by David and I, when we did it, we added it to our salad. I put this by my computer, and when he took some to work. How long should something like this to stay its potency last? 2 days, 3 days? You should be done with it. Because I couldn't eat this all in one setting. I'd have to add it to a salad. I'd have to add it to get that. So what? 2-3 days?
Well, let's take a look, okay? The reason I've developed this way is so they're living plants. They technically don't even need to be refrigerated. So, like I was saying before, most creatures prefer live plants. So what has happened to us? If you think about, well, let's just take a strawberry. You pick it in the garden. Why does it taste different in the kitchen? Because when you picked it, it was living.
Right.
All right?
That is true.
And now, I just thought about this just recently. We have gotten to this thing where it's kill it or cut it and then quick try to keep it from rotting, because you're either green and growing or you're ripe and rotting.
Right.
And our whole food base, our whole produce thing, it's not living plants. They harvest it, they immediately refrigerate it, and then they just it's a race to keep it from rotting. And how long will it last is How long before it starts rotting? These are living plants. They're just they just keep growing. I mean, literally, I have some plants that are that high, because it's like people, oh yeah, I still have some after 2 weeks. I go, oh my God, you're eating shrubbery. No,
So it's no, after 2 weeks, it's,
no,
it's lost its pretty much what you want it for.
No, the nutrition is in that plant.
Right.
And the bigger the plant gets, the more it gets divided in the cells. So the smaller the plant is, the more concentrated it is. You're not losing any. It's not going anywhere.
Correct.
It's just getting dispersed through more and more fiber. Because when you, like that broccoli seed, you're not getting more broccoli, you're getting more fiber.
Okay.
The nutrition's in the seed, okay? All the nutrients are in the seed. And and technically the way it actually works is when you put the seed in the ground, the nutrients in the soil push the good stuff in the plant into the adult plant. I'm growing in purified water. When those guys come up, they're looking for food and water. All they get is purified water and oxygen.
That's what you're feeding them.
Yes,
okay.
that's it. I'm not feeding them. I'm just using what is in that seed, all the good stuff that's in there. So they're like, in my world, they're like scraping that. Oh God, it's like the strategic reserves. They're astronauts in their space capsule. They only have so much, and they're going, okay, we need more food. No, you got to, and so I'm getting every bit out of it, and that's why the roots have as much nutritional value as the top of the plant. And typically, we're taught to
cut.
Yeah, cut.
Yeah, like
everybody picks it up. No, but that's because typically everybody grows in dirt, right? Mm-hmm. And people don't necessarily eat dirt. I mean,
true.
Mr. Micro, he started, this little guy, Microgreens boost your food nutritionally, but Mr. Micro boosts your mood.
Your mood?
Yes.
Is that like, and that's what isn't that you created that for kids?
Yeah,
to grow their own little, okay.
Yep, so I have these little kits. Okay.
For children? And
it all started, at the West Side Street Fair, because my farm is on the corner of First and Broadway in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle.
Okay.
And we had a street fair, and they said something in the thing they sent out. They said it'd be really nice if you had some kind of activity for kids. I'm going like, okay, well, my best friend Rex, he goes, well, why don't you make something, whatever. And the cocoa fiber I used to use, it's organic cocoa fiber, but I wanted to get rid of it because everybody thought it's dirt. No, it's dirt, no. So I had to figure out a way. So this was a way I could get rid of all this cocoa fiber that I have, because I have to buy, boatloads of whatever. Uh-huh. And then I came up with this, Mr. Micro, and that day we made 90 of them. It was like, okay, well, great, I'm out of fiber, I'm happy, I'm a happy guy. And we go back and Rex starts making more. I go, what are you doing? I go, no, I'm over it. I got rid of it, I'm happy. He goes, no, I think you're gonna need these. And the rest is history. Mr. Micro leads the charge, because Microgreens boost your food, but Mr. Micro boosts your mood.
So how can parents get this? They can get this off your website. They go to where you're at?
Yeah, go to firstmicrogreenery.com.
Okay.
And I sell the kits I sell everything for like $6. And
yeah, so if for all you parents out there that are homeschooling, that want to teach your kids to start eating healthy, have them start growing their own.
Yeah, I mean, we started out as a way to teach kids that they can grow their own food, and it's an easy. This guy is only a week old. That guy's he might be 2 weeks old.
What is this?
The same thing.
Same thing.
It's just that's daddy, and this is the kid.
This is what it would look like if they grew it.
If you just let it grow.
Oh my goodness!
This guy's only a week. This guy's only a week old.
That's only a week old.
Yeah.
Then kids will have that result.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. So you buy this, and this is what you're going to end up with, and kids would be thrilled by that.
And
what is this? So they eat. They eat this too.
Oh, it's
everything's edible here.
What people don't realize is wheatgrass is not grass. It's the wheat plant that they make flour out of at the microgreen stage, which is the first 2 set of leaves, or in this case, blades.
Okay.
And I just thought it'd be a natural thing for kids. So now they've got this cool little guy they grew. Now they can give it to their best friend as food, because this is what I sell for pet grass. And it's just through, the funny part is through this whole pandemic thing,
right? Mr.
Micro and pet grass have led the charge. People, I would never have bet in a million years, but people would rather buy frickin' boost the nutritional value of their pet's diet than they will for themselves.
I think that is true. We do take care of our pets.
I never would have guessed, but it's been pretty amazing. You know, we have homeschool. I've had schools do it as class projects.
Yes.
We have Mr. Micro parties. I have people in nursing homes. Yeah, it's just Mr. Micro is just he's so stinking cute. He's just fun. I have a picture of Mr. Micro at Epcot Center.
You do?
Oh yeah. You know, he's just taking more and more people. Like one of my customers, she goes, "Yeah, I'm a UPS driver, and I'm out in the middle of freaking nowhere, and I pull up, and there's your cups on their picnic table."
Well, I find this absolutely fascinating because, you know, we all are supposed to get so many vegetables. I mean, they tell us what we're supposed to eat. So much fruits and vegetables. And if you think about it, it's really hard to get that kind of nutrition, those kind of, you know, the vegetables in every day, and then doing this. And so when you introduce this to Toastmasters, this product, I'm thinking, this is like perfect, because I'm not going to eat 5 servings of vegetables a day. I'm just not. And then plus what nutrients are in those vegetables that you're getting from the store, that you look down and it's from, you know, Peru, it's from, you know, from all these, how much the nutrients has been taken away from those vegetables as traveled and cut.
From the day that you harvest it, it's degrading. Now they say that when you juice, like wheatgrass, for example, there's people that say that at 15 minutes it starts to degrade.
Really?
Right? Yeah. And I run into a lot of people that take the Miracle Green powder and all this stuff. It's like, and we're all taking vitamins and all that stuff. It's like, if you just eat living plants, you don't need more. And I was sitting at the brewery one day, and because it's right around the corner, it used to be a fun place to go.
Yeah.
And
it's over by Holland Brewery over that way.
New Holland Brewery. Across the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this guy leans over to me and he goes, "What I eat eats that." I went, okay. I go, yeah, and I grow it for him. It's called fodder. But basically, that's when I changed and realized that these guys are just, you know, he's not a salad guy.
Well,
right?
no, but
so
you can put this in soup.
You just add it to your food. So you can have your T-bone ribeye and throw some of that on there. You get your veggies, you know, you have to eat like a rabbit.
Vitamins are very expensive. I know. I don't take them. My husband's a big advocate of taking them. And I go to the health food store to buy them. I mean, you could spend like $100 on vitamins, and you're hoping 20 years from now the payoff's going to be. You can't be guaranteed that. What are you going to do? Look up these vitamin company in 20 years from now and say, yeah, that really didn't pay off. You know, as you were there. Well, they're finding that out even with calcium pills, that they really don't have the payoff as we were hoping for taking them for the last 30 years. Because I started taking them at a young age, so I don't even take them anymore. But anyways, I look at this is a way to put this in your food, and we know what's in that, and we know what it's going to do for us and stuff. When we take these little pills, they tell us what's in it, but does it break down and give us what we really need for ourselves? Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, I used to take handfuls of vitamins.
Yeah, a lot of people
literally
do.
Handfuls of supplements and stuff. It was just like, because I wanted to make sure whatever it was, I didn't know anything about nutrition back then, but I just wanted to make sure that no matter what I was eating, that I had the best, strongest immune system, and I was, you know, and I ate these handfuls of supplements. And, you know, now that I know what I know, I've learned what I do. What I do is I supplement my diet with microgreens. I actually juice them, and that's
an idea too. Juice them.
I have a lot of people that buy them that juice them. You can just add it to your food. Now the cilantro, this is micro cilantro. Okay.
Can you imagine? That is cilantro.
So just take one of these little guys out of there.
Okay. You would have these put them on your desk or at home. Like you walk by, you just grab a handful.
Yeah, I figured that if you want to eat healthy,
wow,
you need to take your own food to work, right? And why not just a snack that's living food, that's good for you, that tastes outstanding? It's got to be better than chips, and they're just living plants, so they just sit there and grow. I mean, I've sold many to people that just want to watch them grow. I'm serious. just because they're living plants. Now, that said, I would prefer to keep it in the refrigerator to slow the grow. All right, when you put it in the refrigerator, it will keep them from, it will slow, but it's, once again, we're back to modern produce, right? Put it in the cooler to stop it. Since I've been in this business and now I'm at the downtown Bridge Street Market Meyer, it's like, now I really know how produce is. It's just the race to keep it from rotting.
Well, of course, you buy those bags of salad. Every time I open them, Chris, I look at the dates and I'm like, okay, it's supposed to last 5 days. It never lasts 5 days.
It's just
you got to eat it fast.
It's like the race to not be rotten. I'm going, that's just messed up. So why not just sell living? And there are now more and more people selling living produce. I think herb guys, you know, now you can buy living herbs.
Okay. So that's where the public is getting research. That's where we're moving towards, that type of nutrition. Because to be honest, I would probably take it in my car from going from appointment to appointment to try to get in as much as I can during the day. So when I go home, I've eaten pretty healthy throughout the day, and then I want to eat a nice dinner with my husband. But I would feel like I've been consuming good things all day, right?
Yeah.
That's
in the fall, okay, people hunting, going up north, they just put them in their cup holder and snack on them. You know, sunflower, aren't those awesome?
They're cilantro for sure.
I mean, you
they're
know,
so potent.
And it's interesting, people will say, I don't have the gene about cilantro, it tastes like soap. Well, what it is, and you'll notice cilantro tastes different places. Well, why is that? It's because how did they feed it? How did they grow it? What did they do to that cilantro to get it big? See, I don't alter anything. I just let them grow and make sure they're happy and they have purified water. That's it. So that's pure cilantro. It's always the same every time.
Is that what your goal is, to get that? And they're grown in these. It's not grown in sand.
No, it's organic plant fiber. It's actually hemp. I get it from France because there's, you know, let's say their standards are a little more strict.
On food?
Well, on most everything.
Or flavor.
Most everything. And the hemp is just, so because I grow hydroponically, right?
Okay.
I have to duplicate the earth. You put the seeds, they need something to get their roots. They need something to get a hold of, okay? So I've worked on this to now they're really happy. And it's not like a sponge, but it holds water really well. So when you take that home, you probably won't need to add water to it. You will eat it before they need water.
Okay.
Because it's like the perfect amount of water for those plants.
So how much does one of these cost?
$6.
$6. Okay. And it's what, a two-day eat, or what?
I have people tell me they get 2 weeks out of them. It just depends on how, you know, when you taste something that's really, it's like a bag of chips. Bet you can't eat just one, right?
Right.
And then you start mowing it. But some people, you know, carefully, you know, space it out. I have all kinds of customers that use it differently, and some just gob it on. Some, you know, see microgreens actually started out, they're just a garnish. So fancy restaurants,
right, parsley,
want something pretty to put on their thing, and microgreens are plants at the microgreen stage. They look really cool, and they're not something you see anywhere, right? You don't see a broccoli sprout. You just see a head of broccoli. Well, that's where. So it's always like restaurants. That's where really the microgreen business has been.
And what's happening here is because cost of medical for insurance, what you have to pay in your deductible is so high now. And I'm like, how do I avoid? Because, you know, this would be thousands of dollars. We don't mind saying, oh, our deductible is $5,000 and you're going to pay this out, and then you get to, you know, you get to move into the next level of your medical stuff. Let's avoid that. About this. So we want to thank you for being here today. I've been so excited about introducing this to West Michigan, because I am sold on this myself. And all right, that's what I say too. So we want to wish you all the success. We'll hear more about that in the future. So this is Pamela Keim from Greenery Media Business TV. We want to thank you, and we'll catch you next time. Wave.